Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the class of fluid mechanics. Today, we will discuss various basic properties of the fluid in brief. So, what are the fundamental properties that are present for the fluid, like our density, specific gravity, specific volume, specific weight, viscosity, kinematic viscosity, surface tension? A lot of properties are there which influence fluid. So before entering to the property of the fluid, we will discuss what is fluid. Basically, fluid is an element which has the ability to flow. Why we are uh, dealing with fluid differently? Because the mechanics that is linked with solid is completely different from the mechanics that is linked with fluid. So we are dealing these two things differently. Fluid includes both our liquid and gas. Liquid is our incompressible fluid, whereas gas is the compressible fluid. In further classes, we will discuss what is compressible fluid and what is incompressible fluid. But for now, we will focus only on the properties. Fluid mechanics is that branch of science which deals with the behavior of the fluid at rest or as well as its motion. So it deals with both fluid at rest or well in motion. So also we can say that it is a branch of applied science because in engineering we are focusing on application part. So again, fluid mechanics is divided into different categories. There are your fluid statics, which deals with fluid at rest, fluid kinematics, where your fluid is in motion, but the pressure forces are not considered, and fluid dynamics. Fluid is in motion and your pressure forces are considered. That is called as fluid dynamics. These are the three basic properties of the fluid. Fluid statics, these are the three basic classification of the fluid. The fluid statics, where fluid is at rest and we are doing analysis. Fluid kinematics, where fluid is in motion but we are doing analysis without considering pressure forces. Fluid dynamics, where fluid is in motion and we are doing analysis considering the pressure forces. So after that, we can come to properties of fluid. Here we will discuss few basic properties. First property is the density or mass density. So density or mass density is defined as the ratio of mass of the fluid to its volume. It is defined as the ratio of mass of the fluid to its volume, or we can define it mass for unit volume. We can define it as mass for unit volume. That means suppose you are having a container or enclosure that is having the capacity of 1 meter cube, that is the having capacity of 1 meter cube. In that container, what amount of fluid is getting enclosed is the density of the fluid. So it is denoted by rho. unit is kg per meter cube or gram per meter cube. How? Rho is equals to mass of the fluid by volume of the fluid. Unit of mass is kg in SI system of unit. Volume is meter cube. So the unit becomes kg per meter cube. So the denser the material becomes, that heavier. As you know this relation in 1 meter cube of volume, how much amount of or how much mass of fluid is remaining is called as the density of the fluid. So for water, the density is 1000 kg per meter cube or 1 gram per centimeter cube. But our main consideration will be 1000 kg per meter cube as we are dealing with system of unit, SI system of unit. Then the density of air is 1 kg per meter cube. Always remember, water is the standard liquid, whereas air is the standard gas. So we have two standards. One is standard liquid, another is standard gas, whereas water is the standard liquid, whereas air is standard gas. Because in further, when we will derive different formulas, different things, when we'll derive different relationships, we will focus on standard fluids or standard liquids. Then come to the next part, specific weight or weight density. This is our second property, specific weight or weight density. Previous one was mass density. This one is weight density or specific weight. So again, go to the relation as I discussed earlier. Take a container of volume of 1 meter cube. The weight of fluid that is remaining in the container, the weight of fluid that is remaining in the container is the weight density. So we can define specific weight of fluid is the ratio between weight of fluid to its volume. Or we can say that weight for unit volume is called as specific weight. Weight for unit volume is called as specific weight. It is denoted by W. Specific weight is weight of the fluid by volume of the fluid. So weight is equals to, we know the formula for weight of the fluid. Weight of the fluid is equals to mg divided by volume of the fluid is V, and we know that rho is equals to m by V. Rho means our density is equals to m by V. So we replaced rho in place of our m by V. Our equation becomes rho into g. That is the density of the fluid in acceleration into gravity. And what is the value of acceleration due to gravity? It is 9.81 meter per second square on the Earth's surface. Put the point again. Okay. So what is its unit? Its unit in SI system of unit is weight of the fluid have unit Newton and volume of the fluid have unit meter cube. So its unit is Newton per meter cube. With this, you got the idea about weight density or specific weight. Then comes to the next part is our specific volume. Specific volume is the reciprocal of density. So we can say that specific volume is defined as the ratio between volume of the fluid to mass of the fluid. So that means 1 kg of fluid takes dash volume is the specific volume. This value is the specific volume. That means 1 kg of fluid takes what amount of volume is the specific volume of that fluid. So it is defined as the ratio of volume of the fluid to mass of the fluid. It is also the reciprocal of density. It is denoted by V, or we can say mathematically it is volume of the fluid divided by mass of the fluid. Its unit is meter cube per kg, as the volume has unit meter cube and mass has unit kg. It is completely the reciprocal of density. If you know the value of density of a fluid, you can divide it by 1. So you can get the value of specific volume of that fluid. Then comes to specific gravity. So what is specific gravity? Specific gravity is defined as the ratio of weight density or density of a fluid to weight density or density of standard fluid. So I am repeating again, it is the ratio of weight density or density of fluid to weight density or density of standard fluid. What is that? Whether you take weight density of the fluid, you need to take weight density of the standard fluid in the denominator. That means, let us come to the formula. As I mentioned earlier, your standard fluid is water and gas. For the case of liquid, your standard fluid is water. For the case of gas, your standard fluid is air. So your liquid, for the case of liquid, we have in numerator, if you are taking density of liquid, need to take the density of water, or if you are taking specific gravity of liquid, you need to take weight density of water. If you are taking in numerator density of liquid, you need to take density of water. If you are taking weight density of liquid in the numerator, you need to take weight density of water in the denominator. So keep that in mind. Same case in case of gas, if you are taking, this is the case of liquid and this is the case of gas. If you are taking density of gas in the numerator, you need to take density of air in the denominator. Or if you are taking weight density of gas in the numerator, you need to take weight density of air in the denominator. With this, we have completed our specific gravity, and your specific gravity have no unit, means that is unitless, because on the numerator and denominator have the same property. So your units get cancelled and you get 1. That means it is having no unit. That means it is unitless. So we can write the unitless. Then come to viscosity. Like like friction is present in case of solid, viscosity is there in case of liquid or fluid. As friction is there in case of solid, viscosity is there in case of fluid. What is its purpose? Its purpose is to offer resistance to the movement of one layer of fluid over another layer of fluid. Viscosity is defined as the property of the fluid which offers the resistance to the movement of one layer of the fluid over other layer of the fluid. So take the example or see at the figure. Here we are considering a velocity profile of a fluid. This is the velocity profile of a fluid. In this we are calculating the layer thickness. Y is the layer thickness. U is the velocity. We have considered a elemental layer of thickness dy and the lower layer is moving with velocity u. But after thickness dy, the upper layer moves with velocity u plus du. Similarly, below, which is at a dy distance from u, will be moving at velocity u minus du. So when two layers of fluid at a distance dy apart move one over other at different velocities, suppose u and u plus du, then the viscosity together with relative velocity causes shear stress which act in between the layer. Causes shear stress which act in between the layers. As one layer, this is layer 1, this is layer 2. How the shear stress is acting, I am explaining it. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. While the layer 1 try to pull the layer 2, layer 3 will try to pull this word, layer 2. So which causes a force developed in this and causes shear stress. So shear stress is developed on layer 2. So we can similarly analyze all the layers and we'll observe shear stress is getting developed everywhere. So the shear stress is proportional to rate of change of velocity. Or we can say our shear stress will increase if our velocity increases or change in velocity increases. Our shear stress will increase if our layer thickness decreases, or our shear stress will decrease if our layer thickness increases. This combinedly forms this equation. Tau is equals to du by dy. Our shear stress is denoted by tau. You know this in strength of material. So tau is equals to some constant mu. That value is different for different fluid. Some constant mu du by dy. And that mu is nothing but the constant of proportionality or coefficient of dynamic viscosity or viscosity. And du by dy is the rate of shear strain or shear deformation or velocity gradient. Consider this as velocity gradient. After that, we know that mu is equals to tau by du by dy. So we will derive its unit. Unit of tau is Newton per meter square in SI system of unit. Change in velocity. So du is unit of du is meter per second and dy meter. So a meter gets cancelled. So our unit becomes Newton second per meter square in case of SI system of unit. Newton second per meter square in case of SI system of unit. Dyne second per centimeter square or poise in case of CGS system of unit. So from this we can calculate our 1 Newton is equals to 10 to the power 5 dyne into second per meter square. If we will convert meter square into centimeter square is equals to 10 to the power 4 centimeter square. So ultimately 10 dyne second per centimeter square which is equals to poise. So 10 poise. So 1 Newton second per meter square is equals to 10 poise. With this, we got the idea about dynamic viscosity or viscosity. After that, we will move to kinematic viscosity. What is that kinematic viscosity? It is the ratio between dynamic viscosity and density of the fluid. It is the ratio between dynamic viscosity and the density of the fluid. It is denoted by nu. Denoted by nu. Nu is equals to mu by rho. Mu is our viscosity. Rho is our density. So our mu, if you calculate, the unit comes as meter square per second. So I am calculating mu. Mu has the unit of 1 Newton second per meter square, or I can say I am simplifying this Newton second per meter square. After that I will put that in numerator. Simplifying Newton. Newton is equals to kg meter per second square into second by meter square. So our generalized equation becomes for mu is equals to kg in denominator we have second and meter. So that is the unit of mu in case of in the terms of kg second and meter. So our mu becomes kg second into meter divided by rho. Rho is, what is the value of rho? Kg per meter cube. Kg cancelled, meter cancelled with square. So our unit of meter square per second in case of SI system of unit, that is meter square per second. And in case of CGS system of unit, that is centimeter square per second. 1 centimeter square per second is called as 1 stroke. And from this, we can calculate 1 meter square per second is equals to 10 to the power 4 stroke. We can calculate that easily. With this, We have completed kinematic viscosity. This is the last part of our viscosity, which is the Newton's law of viscosity. What is Newton's law of viscosity? This equation, tau is equals to mu by du by dy, is the Newton's law of viscosity. That means the shear stress on a fluid element is directly proportional to the rate of change of shear strain, or directly proportional to the velocity gradient. And that rate of change, that constant of proportionality with which varies from fluid to fluid, is called as coefficient of viscosity, which is denoted by mu. So during experimentation, we have observed few fluids are there which is not following this relation. Those fluids are called as non-Newtonian fluid. Which don't follow the relation. But few fluids are there which follow the relation. Those are called as Newtonian fluids. So remember this. The fluids which follow Newton's law of viscosity is called as non-Newtonian fluid, and the fluid which don't follow the Newton's law of viscosity is called as non-Newtonian fluid. Okay, with this we have covered our viscosity part. So what we have discussed today? We have discussed mass density, or simply we can say density, specific weight or weight density, specific volume, specific gravity, viscosity or dynamic viscosity, and kinematic viscosity. With this, we have completed our 6 properties of fluid. For surface tension and capillarity, we will discuss that part in the next class. With this, you can revise the part using the video. Thank you. Thank you all.